Hi everyone, welcome to the Scratch Junior tutorial. We're going to take a look today at how you can build projects with your students. I am just inside the Scratch Junior My Projects section. It's what you open up to when you're in the app, and I've started this file called tutorial. So let's take a look at what you can do. When we're looking at these characters on the screen, they are actually called sprites when you're coding. So when I click on what's circled in yellow for you right now, I can change the color of the cat. I can change his name. His name is actually Scratch the Cat. When I press the plus sign below the cat, I can actually choose from a range of sprites. We've got people, we've got vehicles. A sprite is anything that's going to move. So, I accidentally chose a planet. So if I want this planet to move across the sky, even though a planet isn't a living thing, it's still considered a sprite. So a sprite is anything you want to have move. If I wanted Scratch the Cat to be bouncing a basketball, the basketball would also be a sprite because it is something that moves. The area that we are programming our sprites to move around on, we can change the background at the top of the page, but that is called a stage. So I'm going to pick this nice neighborhood, press the plus sign, and now my stage is set as a community. If I want to get rid of Scratch the Cat, I'm going to highlight his coding section, and I'm going to press my finger down and hold it, and then click on the red X, so now I don't have a Scratch the Cat. So now all I have is my planet, and to code it, I'm going to be using these commands along the bottom of the screen, and to put the commands into my workspace. So I always want to start with a start block. So we can say start on the green flag, which is up here at the top. We can say start on tap, so when I touch the planet. We can say start on bump planet, which is when something bumps in, another sprite runs into the planet, it would start moving. We can have messages sent to start from characters. That's a little bit more complicated. Your students will figure it out easily, but we don't need to work on it right now for our curriculum expectations. I'm going to say start with the green flag. The blue blocks are motion blocks, so this is moving our sprite in any direction. Moving to the right, we need to remember that these variables are units. When I click on the grid at the background, every unit is one of the little blue squares. So it's not moving very far. So we can click on the variable space and say we want it to move 5 units to the right. Moving up is literally moving up. These turns, we've actually played with them, and 3 is a quarter turn, 6 is a half turn. So you can play around with those with your students as well. We'll have them go back to normal. This is a jump. Again, the jump, the variable, play with it with your students, but when it says the unit 2, it actually means jump up 2 units and then back down 2 units, not 2 jumps in a row. And this one moves your planet back to where it started at the green flag. We can also have our sprite say things. This is going to do a speech bubble up at above it. We can have our sprite increase in size. We can have it decrease in size. This block resets the size. So if you make it super huge, like it's popping out of the screen, it can go back to its normal size as well. And then you can play with having sprites hide and have them show up again too. That's a pretty neat one. You can record your sprite talking. Hello. Okay, that's my first recording, and I can put it in here. We've got weights. So again, this is a unit of time. Let's mix these up so you can see the difference. So the unit of time isn't 10 seconds. You can have a stop for the planet. You can set their speed. A loop is if you've got something happening over and over again. So if I take these 2 tiles right here, I'm going to take all of it, I guess. I can say I want it to repeat 3 times, and instead of writing all of these blocks over and over again, it would just do it 4 times for me. And then I'm going to put an end block in. You could say you want it to repeat forever if you wanted to. And when I press play, my sprite will move along the code that I set for it. Hello! Now it's going to repeat just that section 3 times again. Hi, wait 10 minutes. Hello! And you can see that 10 units was really, really quick. Your students will quickly want to move into adding more sprites at the same time. And this is when you've got two sequences of code happening at concurrent times. So you can see when we've highlighted the planet would be working on its code, and then you can, oh, we've named this one Stella after our own dog. You would be able to code Stella to do things as well, and they would all happen at the same time when you press your green flag. On the right-hand side, your students can add second chapters as well. So if we have Scratch the Cat, I'm going to take the grid off. We can now go back to chapter 1, and at the end block, you see that your sprites will do something, and then they can actually use this block, which will send them to the second chapter. So if I put this here instead of the end block, once my planet is finished doing all of the code that I've programmed for it, it will automatically change to chapter 2, which is pretty neat for students to see. So if we do that, I only wanted to set the loop to 2 so that it's quicker, just to show you. Hello. Now we're going to do that orange loop again, and once it's finished, it'll... Hello. So they can program something to happen all in a row, and we can actually get up to 4 chapters in this program. The little yellow box at the corner, you're going to name your program, and when you're finished, you press on the Scratch, it automatically saves, but you can delete it right from the home page. You can play it as a video as well. Lots of possibilities.